We're looking at replacing the fuel filter on this Jeep Liberty CRD. This is going to be the Wix 33647. Picked this up at O'Reilly Auto Parts. It was about $50, give or take. The fuel filters here, you know, it's got your gaskets on them. Make sure you got your one in the middle. Make sure you got your other on the outside. I usually take a little bit of diesel fuel and I line it, right? So it's got a little bit of lubricity. These do not come with the water in fuel sensor. I'll just put that right there. As you can see, the fuel filter is right here. They do a really good job making it nice and accessible. I don't have to get down underneath the Jeep even. There's Crystal over here meowing. I disconnected the battery because we do have the water in fuel sensor. You could probably get away with not worrying about it, but I am. If you don't replace these, what you'll find is that you will eventually have a point in time where you've got what feels like low power, and that will turn into shaking and vibrations because you're starving your diesel engine. All right, so that's off. Now these got to be pretty tight. You want them snugged up, right? If you don't snug them up tight, you're going to get air in your filter housing. For whatever reason, I feel like I have to over snug this every single time. There's not a crack in the fuel head. Sometimes you can get those cracks and you wonder, why do I keep getting these stalls and then long cranks to start up again? Well, sometimes these go bad and you get cracks in them. Now the bleeder screw is going to be right here on this opposite side, but it really doesn't matter if you got a crack in it. So just keep that in mind if you're getting these stalling scenarios. Or you start it up. One of the issues is if you start it up, it runs for a few seconds and all of a sudden it stalls. And then you've got to crank and crank and crank and then it finally starts up again. That is typically because you don't have your fuel filter on tight enough. And this has got 354,000 on the odometer. It's probably more like 365, 370 even, because the odometer didn't work for a very long time. And we just piled the miles on this thing. It was a rear differential sensor, speed sensor. So the odometer wasn't working. I'm gonna go ahead and grab an oil filter wrench because I'm not gonna be able to loosen this up by hand. It's just that tight. Something that I will do as well is I'm gonna take off these two wire harnesses right here. It just gives me a little more visibility and then I don't have to worry about breaking them. I'll get this on here and then I'll show you how it fits. You wanna be careful so you don't break your sensor underneath. That is needed. I mean, it's not necessarily needed, but I sure want it on there since it came with it. You're gonna lose a little bit of fuel. Now this Jeep is deleted, so I have a little bit less going on right down in here. I'm gonna have to put the camera down and I'll show you how I get this thing out of the engine bay. Two hands works better than one. We're coming off. And there you go. Let's see. Is this one from O'Reilly? It sure is. And if you see this here, we've got our center gasket. We've got our outer gasket. You can see there's a lot of debris around this, but obviously none in the filter. Now you can see what our fuel filter head looks like right there. You got to be careful because sometimes these, like this, it's really camoed. Can you see this right here? It's camoed in there. Boop. If this doesn't come off and it looks like this, you're going to end up trying to double gasket it. So this just fits right down into the center. And you want to make sure that that stays on right in place. So like this, not like that. All right, disposed of the diesel fuel that was in the filter. And now you got this right here. This is going to be your water and sensor. This is going to be your water and fuel sensor. So this should just unscrew. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Just unscrews, and I think what I do is I just pretty much make this hand tight, and then I give one little extra turn. I mean, like hardly at all, just enough so it doesn't leak. You don't want that to happen. These threads are plastic. You can see what this looks like right here. Go ahead and clean that off a little bit. and we're losing the rest of that fuel right now. And I replace this every 20,000 miles. Did I tell you guys that? So this thing has come off and gone back on several occasions. We bought the Jeep with 224 or 234,000 miles, and now it's got that 354,000 miles. All right, it is all cleaned up. The insides there is nice and clean. So we are ready to put this back on. Always check your connections just to make sure there's not corrosion going on, anything like that in there. This looks good. Now we're throwing our new one back on. Don't cross thread it, obviously. Captain Obvious. I feel like Captain Obvious when I say this type of stuff. Ready? I think that's gonna be good. Do I do one more little bit? There we go. That should be fine. I feel like I should give it one last little ooga dooga. It's just plastic, so done. We're gonna know if we're leaking because there's gonna be water dripping down. Water. Diesel dripping down, and it's gonna have air in the system. But we should be good. Just looking at this here. Looks like I didn't put anything on this ever to try to tighten it up one last try. Well, here you go. Real life scenario number one for you is I don't have any diesel in the garage. I thought probably should have checked. This doesn't have a lift pump on it, so there's no turning the key on or priming the system with a lift tank pump. So what I did, I grabbed a siphon hose and I siphoned diesel into this all-purpose sprayer bottle that is deformed from having diesel in it. Here's something though, here's a trick for you. This is a portable fuel filter, Mr. Funnel. This thing, if you dump water into it, it's gonna stay inside this cup and it's not gonna come out the spout. But if I pour diesel fuel into it, it's gonna run that through. It's got a filter in there. I'm not supposed to shake this around just in case there's some water in there. Could end up getting into the system. Also, you wanna let your fuel rest if your fuel might have water in it before you do this. This I just siphoned out, but it's good fuel, so it's gonna be fine either way. Should be able to dump it right down. So let me grab that fuel filter and try to not make a big, huge mess. This isn't gonna work the best. I could really use a vise if one of you guys wants to hold this for me, but that's not gonna happen. So I'm just gonna start filling it up slowly. What's the best way to do this so you can see? I'm gonna make a mess everywhere, I'm afraid. Let's just go for it. Here we go. Diesel fuel going down. Whoa, look at that, already almost knocking it over. It's running out. Ay caramba. We're gonna let that balance. You think that's gonna work? We're doing okay. Oh boy, please don't tip over and make a huge mess. Oh, Crystal, no! No! Crystal wants to jump down. You stay. Get back. Can't have you jumping down. You guys know Crystal, you know she's a shop cat? Nope. Stay. I'll help you. Hang on. Time out. she's right down here. I took her down. Probably got a little diesel on her. Not much. See how it's draining out? Oh, this is not going to end well, is it? It is balancing on that little water in fuel sensor, and that thing is not flat. Crystal's rubbing on the camera stand as I do this. All right, we're doing good. I hope we have enough fuel. I don't want to go siphon anymore. There we go. All right, so let that sit. All right, we're back. This is what we want. I was able just to pick it up and move it around a little bit. So now we're right just below that top gasket. There we go. Now we're going to go down and in. Yep. Now we're doing better. You can see the threads down here. Now I can turn this with my hand still, so I actually want to get it to where it is no longer able to be tightened with my hand. Ugh. And that's it right there. Now I'm going to grab my oil filter, or filter wrench in this case, since it's fuel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that should be good. Now you don't over tighten this thing, but you're gonna know. That was real time. Hope you guys appreciate me showing it to you in real time. All right, so got just a little bit of diesel on our down pipe, not for the turbo, for the intake that goes into the intercooler right there. Let's get our connections on. I'm actually going to take just a little bit of silicone spray and spray it onto these gaskets here. That keeps them soft and pliable. 1, 2. All right, as soon as that heater turns off, we're gonna fire this up for the first time. Now this is gonna fire up right away. It'll run. And then we just wanna make sure it stays running. Just a little check, we've got the battery connected. We've got our 3 adapters connected for the fuel heater. One of the adapters is not for the fuel heater, but it's for the water separator, of course, the water and fuel sensor. So let's fire it up. Fire in the hole. Right up here, you can see we got glow plugs, battery, timing maintenance, head gasket, new head and valves, PCV valve. Swinging over the other side, we got thermostat at 351,000. Rear differential was serviced at 352K with 75,140. And I'm gonna put another sticker under here, just using a label maker, and it's gonna say fuel filter at 354,000 miles. Check this out. I can't have my door open for 2 minutes before these leghorns or longhorns start coming in here. Who else? We've already got one. We got one old one that always comes in here and looks for cat food. Not that one. This one. You're spilling the water everywhere, Goldie. That's wood. No. Yeah. So I gotta get them out. Now I'll close the door. Guys, I hope you have a good day. If this video was helpful for you, please hit the thumbs up button. It really helps me out. Doing YouTube is fairly depressing if you let it be. It just is. Look at this. What are you doing in here? Got nothing for you. They just can't help it. They see an open door and they come running in. They're everywhere. Get out of here. You guys got to go. I got to come up with some sort of screen thing for right up here. All right, from our garage to yours, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.